Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19 cousins. So we're going to have a little fun. As many of you know, the Indiana Fever, after 3 losses earlier in the season, finally beat the Connecticut Sun last night. Big win for the Indiana Fever. Connecticut Sun are currently the second best team in the WNBA standings-wise. And that was a really big test for the Fever, and they pulled through. And before we get to this specifically, I have to say, and it's related to this, is the WNBA, the players, they have played in front of nobody for their entire careers. They haven't had to deal with media their entire careers. They've been in this insulated bubble where they could do as they pleased, acted as they pleased, and there was never any pushback or criticism or condemnation because nobody knew it was happening. And now they do. And instead of changing behavior and acting, say, a little more professional, they are lashing out because they don't like any attention that isn't glowing. So Dijon the Mustard, Dijonai Carrington, posted this after the game last night. The Indiana Fever have the nastiest fans in the W. Ew. Now, I have not seen, and there may be, but I haven't seen anything on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that this is specific to. I'm thinking this is just the fact that she lost, got her butt kicked, got cooked, got embarrassed, got destroyed in Indiana after all the nonsense all season long and all the antics and all the trashing of the Fever and all her race baiting with regard to the fans and all of that. And after beating the Fever 3 times, she got a big L and does not have the emotional maturity to handle such things. Let's not forget. Let's not forget, because this is really important. This was earlier in the season, folks, with Dijon. Let's check this out. Yeah, remember that? And you can see Caitlin's reaction because she's like, what happened? So I just want to run this back real quick. Before it, I want you to pay attention to Caitlin. Pay attention to Caitlin. She played right through that. Dijon fouled her, and she played right through that. And then Carrington still pulls out this nonsense as if Caitlin flopped, both insulting Caitlin Clark and insulting everyone who suffers from seizures. And as you saw in there, what's I think also important to that, besides just ridiculous behavior after the fact, is there was no flopping at all by Caitlin Clark. She actually played through it and played as if there was no whistle. She kept her dribble alive. She made a pass. And then, of course, last night did not go well for Dijonai at all. I don't even think I had shown this one, but if you watch, pay attention on this 3, Caitlin Clark manages to send her to the ground through one of her own players. Boom. Up, get up, get up, get up. No, too embarrassed to get up. Sorry, but that didn't hurt. You barely touched your teammate. You just got toasted, roasted, and discarded. And there was, of course, this great sequence where we are going to go ahead and play this with the great drive and step back, the open 3 in Dijonai's face. By the way, I will say I don't have it here, but came back and Dijonai made a wide open 3. And then she decided to shush the crowd. That's not the right one. Here we go. Dijonai thought after she got cooked, she's compensating now. She made a bucket. I'll give her credit for that. And then she thought, you know what? I'm going to shush the crowd. Yeah, let's see how well the shushing, where she's like, yeah, I got her. I got her. Oh my God, the defense is so unbelievably bad. And if we had good officiating, that's an and one. She got cooked. I'll tell you what, the good defense I'm seeing in the WNBA is not so good. It's really not so good. If they can't be physical and foul and get away with it, and there's a little separation, they get toasted easily. Toasted easily. Dijonai, you're overrated with your defense. Hey, remember this awesome, awesome floater by Caitlin Clark splitting the defenders? Look who one of the defenders is, folks. And by the way, right there, she's done and met no effort at all. She didn't even get past the 3-point line. She's like, oh, well, that's my player, but she toasted me so unbelievably bad. I'm going to make no effort whatsoever to play any defense. Absolutely insane. And then, and then I'm just going to show this because you know what? It was one more time against Dijonai. And by the way, this is an example. This is awful defense, folks. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand what that. I mean, I guess you're trying to be like, oh, I'm not fouling her, but that is terrible defense. The way, especially you have the advantage there and being ahead of Caitlin Clark, you should be straight onto her and you should be shuffling, not crossing your feet, standing straight up with your arms out in the air. That's absolutely horrifically, embarrassingly terrible defense. Oh man, but what's really funny about this, we'll go on, is I didn't scroll all the way down. I mean, as you can see, it got to 1,500 comments on this, replies. But in where I scrolled, there's nothing nasty in response, although there could have been. I mean, I just called her a crybaby, cry bully, sorry, because again, that's what it is. You saw that behavior by her earlier in the season and on Twitter, and now she gets toasted and she's the victim, right? These have you look, I know I brought it up a lot lately. Apologize to those of you that hate the Philly fan base, but none of these players could play for Philly or for Philly's rivals. Okay? Because I know it's not just us. New York is tough. Boston is tough. All right, there's a little silence there because I was going to try really hard to throw a bone and say Dallas fan base is tough, but they're not. Sorry, Dallas. But the Philly Dallas thing back and forth is really good, and there's no way Dijon could handle that. But let's go down. We've got are you for and look, some are even nice. Are you for real or are you trolling while realizing lots of us actually appreciate your fantastic game, especially on defense? All right, my man. And I know this account. We've gone back and forth a few times, all in fun. And so I really want to give him a hard time, but I'll let it slide. Uh, I love this. Thank you for showing respect in front of the queen as the screen cap of her, which that's great. Not gonna lie, I'd be pissed too if I got cooked. And that was the sequence of what I just showed you with the making the three, and then Dijon makes the three and does the whole silencing the crowd nonsense. Oh, looks like y'all feelings hurt. Take the L and move on. And don't forget, the Sun had already won 3 straight against the Fever. Ah, you mad? Shut up and hold that L. This probably isn't sensitive content, but I'm not gonna click on it just in case. Now, Dijonai, I'm a supporter, but where were these tweets at when y'all won the first 3 games? Got to take the L on the chin. Here's a good one. Hear me out. And if you remember, this is Caitlin Clark saying to stop crying. That was against the Seattle Storm when they were whining like little children, or maybe little puppies. I don't know. And not used to interacting with a team that actually has fans. Yeah, right. I said that at the beginning, 100%. Who are you again? 100%. No one would know who you are if it weren't for Caitlin Clark and your spasms. You might want to check who you calling nasty. Fever had royalty in the house. Gabby Thomas, Simone Biles. By the way, David Letterman was there as well. It is. Anybody ever heard of Showtime? I mean, even if you weren't old enough, those of us that weren't old enough, you had to have heard of Showtime in the 80s. Pat Riley, Magic Johnson, and James Worthy, Michael Cooper. I mean, and that was, and what I'm getting to real there, that was a ticket, folks, right? That was, Jack Nicholson, and that was people showed up to those Laker games. The Indiana Fever are turning into that. Ew. I don't think they GAF. Not you mad because you tried to shush them in their own house and they still got the W. Want to talk about how many calls the Sun got and still lost? That is what was nasty. You were shushing the crowd and ended up getting silenced yourself. WNBA players have been talking crap about the Fever players all season, but now that the Fever are good, feelings getting hurt. Aren't a bunch of Indiana Fever fans going to be Melissa Smith fans too, though? Right? It could go on and on. So I'm going to leave it there. I just want to have a little fun with that. I think it's hilarious. I mean, talk about weak and sad. I mean, how do you think you're not going to get absolutely roasted as a ball player when you post out something like that because a team finally beat you that you don't think should beat you? Let me know your thoughts on Dijonai's comments in the comments. And again, you saw I went straight down there, and I'm sure there could be some somewhere, but I mean, none of those responses were nasty. I mean, I think my simple little calling her a cry bully might have been the nastiest one. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for checking out this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff if you're enjoying the content. And I really do appreciate it. I think we're like 220 away from 8,000. We were like rolling right through the sevens. And I'm going to leave it there. I will talk to you later.